Hey Vivas, and welcome to another episode of our favorite show, Viva Aaliyah. We are in our third season, and I have a season that is stacked for you bitches, and I cannot wait to get into today's show. I'm very excited for this guest. Before we jump into that, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on next week. So next week, we're starting Viva Aaliyah a little earlier. We're going to start at 7:30, so be sure to tune in, 7:30 Eastern time. So if you are Central, that is going to be 6:30. And if you are on the West Coast, you are a 3-hour difference. So figure it out. But we are starting at 7:30 Eastern time next week. And that is because we are holding a benefit because I am going to National Entertainer of the Year this year. Dominic, if you want to throw that poster up. Ooh, you are right on top of it. I didn't even have to say anything. There's a virtual benefit going on next week. You will not be able to view this on Facebook. So you need to go to my YouTube, my Twitch, or my Twitter, and you can view the benefit there. And that's only because Facebook does not allow us to put music on the site. So check that out next week. I have a slew of entertainers. We have some very, very classic entertainers, some of your favorite interviews that we've had. Some of those guests are going to be entertainers in the show. And you will be supporting my team as we go to National Entertainer of the Year in July. But today's interview is an interview I have been waiting for. I have been contemplating reaching out to this person since season 1. And I'm so glad that I did. As you know, Viva Aaliyah started in the pandemic. The panorama's been going on. And this beautiful gentleman made his TikTok debut during the pandemic, I believe. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. But he is one of my favorites. And he's going to tell you a few things that make him love his husband, but also some other things. I'm going to bring on right now my new friend. Give it up for Trey Serna.
Hello, hello. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. First off, I love your intro to the show and the whole I was like, yes.
That is all Dominic. Dominic put that whole thing together.
I love it.
Honestly, this show would not be what it is without Dominic as our producer. He's going to kill me hates when I go on and on and on about him, but I'm going to because he's worth it. And he has definitely made our show everything.
No, it looked awesome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love the shirt you're wearing.
Thank you.
Little prehistoric moment going on.
Yeah, no, it's a new little beach shirt that I bought. I've been in a very beachy kind of spring mood. It's 2021. I'm feeling more positive, and I'm fully vaccinated. So yeah, I'm just feeling like getting back out there. I'm feeling nice and springy and fun. So yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, which vaccine did you get?
I got Moderna.
Oh,
I got
great.
Moderna, and both shots went really well. I got a little bit of a cold sweat the first time, but I felt great. I think the biggest thing I suffered from was exhaustion, which was a good problem to have because I literally just laid down and slept. So
it's the same. I had the Pfizer vaccine, and I had this on the first time around. I had a little bit more of like I was tired.
My arm was really sore.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, I was like, trying to get stuff out of the cat. Yeah, that hurt a little bit, but that was it though. So yeah, nothing major.
Yeah, I really just felt like I slept on it wrong.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
All right, I have a very important question to ask you. The most important question we ever ask on Viva Aaliyah, and that is, what's in your glass, babe? What are we drinking?
So we have a Topo Chico, not sponsored, with a splash of lemon, not splash of lemon, a squeeze of lemon and a splash of vodka. There we go.
I mean, you can splash your lemon if you want to.
You get, well, if you buy, yeah, true. But this was a squeeze. I had to get the little thing and squeeze it in. So it's very refreshing. So yes, cheers. Good stuff. It's a very refreshing drink. It's a very good summer drink. I highly recommend it.
So you're living your Caribbean life right now.
I am. And I also just got back. I went to Puerto Rico a few weeks ago for a friend's wedding. So I've been in this like Puerto Rican kind of just beachy fun vibe. I'm over the cold weather. We had a cold front come in a few weeks ago or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm ready for this warm weather to stick around. So
speaking of cold fronts, Texas kind of famously had that winter storm. How did you fare in that? Because you're in Texas. I know that, but our guests don't. So you're in Texas.
Yeah, I'm in Houston, Texas, and been here for 10 years. But yeah, the winter storm was, we prepared for it as best as we could. We lost power for about 36 hours, excuse me, and it got, the one night it got really, really bad was, it got to like 10 degrees outside. So inside it was like 40 something, and we were just, here with no power and lost water for a couple of days. And but we prepared, we hunkered down, and yeah, I mean, it was kind of a shit show for a lot of Houston. I mean, but luckily we were spared a lot of the worst. I mean, a lot of people got a lot more water damage. I mean, some people lost their lives. It was a really serious thing, but we were lucky to get out of it okay. So.
Yeah, I'm glad that you made it through and that you're safe. And you're in your home, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm in my little homemade office that I started. Yeah, I didn't have an office before in the house, but because of 2020, we just started using our house in different ways because we were here so much, and we started this is actually one of the guest rooms. So we took the bed out, and I bought myself a nice shelf and a desk and all this stuff, and I started to make this my little studio, if you will. So I shoot some of my TikToks in here and can do my stuff and do my interviews and stuff. So yeah, it turned into my little space. So.
In the West Wing of your home.
Exactly. I love that. actually, I'll give my husband the West Wing. I'm the East Wing. I'll be wherever the first lady's at.
I love that. I live on the Upper East Side, so we're East Siders together.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. I love New York. I want to go back so bad.
Please do. And when you're here, you have to let me know. We will get together for drinks and dinner, and maybe we can TikTok together. You never know.
That would be great. That would be amazing. Because when we go to New York, it's just me and my husband, and we don't really, I mean, obviously we don't know anybody. We just kind of go and, whatever. I think the last time we went was in 2011, maybe, or 12. I'm not sure. It's been a long time. So we would definitely look forward to hooking up with people and having a good time.
Yes, we can't wait to have you here. All right, let's get into the interview. So the reason I reached out to you is because I am obsessed with your TikToks. My favorites, of course, are about your husband. However, all of them are very funny. You just did one where you were looking out the window, talking about seeing a racist outside. I was dying over. If you have not looked at Trey's TikTok, it is below him right now. Go ahead and check that out. But you are quite a TikTok star, also very prevalent on other social media platforms. You are verified on your Instagram. Look at you. What was like your thing that pushed you into social media?
Well, the verification, I'm not that big of a deal, first off. Thank you for the compliment, though. But that was actually done through, I worked for a news station. So that's obviously what started my social. I mean, I always had social media like everyone else. I had a MySpace. Remember MySpace? And
yes.
yeah, no, I mean, so that actually started it, I think, obviously for everybody. But then I had, my Facebook account and whatnot. But what took me into Twitter and Instagram and just all the other platforms was for work. So I did it for work a lot of the time. And TikTok happened a little bit. When did it happen? 2019? I think it happened in 2019. I don't remember. I downloaded TikTok, but I never did anything on TikTok. I thought it was kind of a stupid app, to be honest, because it has a reputation for being just, yeah. So
yeah.
Oh, there, I couldn't hear you for a second. But yeah, no. So it had a reputation for being like a silly little dance app or whatever. So I just had it for a long time just to watch. But then as you're watching, the algorithm starts to know what you like and I guess what you know. So it starts to show you funny, and it just kind of took off from there. So that's how I think I've taken more of a serious role in regards to my social media because of the pandemic, and I've done more through it now. And I've kind of looked into, I guess, having to like present an image and kind of craft things and learn how to post things a certain way because each platform is different, so I try to understand each platform so I can post accordingly to each platform. So
I love that. So you didn't start in social media. Your entertainment career, you started it somewhere else. You actually kind of just mentioned that. So I have that question and then a follow-up question. Where did you start your entertainment career?
My entertainment career, I love that. Thank you. So no, so I started in TV news in 2008. That was, I went to school for journalism, communications, did that in 2008, started in 2008, did a couple of internships and whatnot. That led me to Houston, and I started, I was always a producer. So I was producing down in South Texas, came up to Houston to produce a newscast up here. And then we launched this other type of newscast called, it was on the CW Channel 39, it was called Newsfix. And it was the first ever anchorless newscast. So it was just a bunch of stories put together. And I was part of that team to help launch that show. And then they kind of launched their morning show, and they had a morning anchor. And I took it upon myself. I noticed that we had when they did the whole change, the morning anchor didn't have a fill-in. So I went to the news director and I was like, hey, you realize our morning anchor, if she's not ever here, what are we gonna do? You know, and he's like, you're right. I was like, well, yeah. So he let me shoot a demo, and that's how I got on air. And I was able to fill in for her whenever she was out, and did a lot of special projects and shows. I left that in 2015, and I started doing public relations for a school district up here. And that led me to a bigger school district. And after I was done with the school, actually when I was at the school district, then my old news director called me saying, hey, we're launching this new morning show in Houston. You want to come back and be a part of the team? He goes, and initially I said no, because I didn't want to go back and produce again. I was like, no, I'm not really feeling it. I'm really happy. I love having spring break and Christmas and all the holidays, because I was working for a school district. And he convinced me to go back after one of their co-hosts left and said, hey, I got an on-air spot if you are interested. So that's when I started doing the on-air stuff. I did that for about 2 years, and then the infamous 2020 came around, and things didn't, I don't want to say things went bad. There was a lot of changes at the station that I was like, I think I'm out, see you later. And I left, and coincidentally, it was all happening during the height of the pandemic. So then that kind of just changed anything that I was going to pursue, because 2020, I mean, that's the kind of the summary of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think 2020, my best summary of it is flying a plane and building it in the air at the same time.
That's like, yes. That is the perfect analogy, because that's literally, yes.
You started out with like a wind up propeller with a rubber band attached to it, and then you're trying to actually build a plane around you.
Yeah, and then you're running out of gas, and you're like, holy shit, what's going on? And it's a mess.
Using whatever you can. It started out as a coal engine and then made its way into actual jet fuel. So yeah. It's crazy. It's a couple of things that are really funny about you and I chatting right now. One, years and years and years ago, this was like 2006, I worked for the CW, and I was a late night talk show host for the CW in Michigan. I also worked for schools. I do HR in my daytime job. So I work for school districts, 2 of them. So I know all about that vacation time. And then my last job, I worked for a PR firm.
This is really weird. That's so, man, that is like, and also, I mean, we have a lot of connections also in Texas, and like there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting how connected we are.
We are destined to be friends.
Destined. Like I already said, you need to come up to New York. We need to hang out. And I'll actually be down in the Dallas area in October. So
very nice. October what? October is my birthday.
October, like the second weekend in October. It's also my husband's birthday.
Oh, what's his birthday?
10/4.
I'm the 5th. Oh my God, what the hell's going on? Like, this is really weird. We got married the same year too. We just found out after I figured out the right year. Yeah,
2016.
And you're like me too, forgetting the years. I forget the years too.
I forget my own birthday. So,
that's funny.
Love this conversation. This is actually my mother-in-law. Hi, welcome.
Hi, Kim.
By the way, everybody that's tuning in, go ahead and comment in. Any questions you have, go ahead and ask. We are going to put them up on the screen. We are happy to chat during this conversation with you as well. My next question for you is kind of a follow-up to working in media and being a newscaster. So you said you were in the news business. What are you is TikTok or social media kind of like getting you through right now, or are you still working in the media?
I'm still working in, so I'm lucky enough that I was able to after all of this happened, I was able to freelance. So I was freelancing a lot and doing that kind of work from home. It was just obviously a few months ago, it was the best thing to do because I didn't want to be out and about. And me and my husband kind of talked about it. We're like, you know what, this was also back like in the summer when we didn't know what was happening. It was just a really weird time. So I was very fortunate that I was able to do freelance work, and I'm still continuing to do that. And then oddly, the stuff on TikTok has opened up some doors. It's the strangest thing in the world, but companies have reached out to me asking me to obviously do, videos to promote this product. And then some other companies reached out, actually a really good dating app called Tammy. They're really, really big with the LGBTQ community. And they reached out to me to do work for them that I shoot for them, and then they post it on their platform. So I'm not even doing it on my platforms. I'm literally just shooting stuff from home and talking about certain topics and whatnot, and they take care of it. So it just kind of opened up a lot of doors. So that's kind of where things are at right now. I want to go back to TV. It's not out of the question. Right now, just things like I said, we're barely getting, I feel, it's actually really funny that we're talking right now because I feel more rejuvenated right now because I just got my second dose of my vaccine. So after I got that dose, it literally felt like, whoa, like, for a long time I was feeling we took the pandemic, we took it very seriously. I know there's a lot of people who were still out and about doing their thing. We weren't like that. We stayed home. My family was high risk. We don't want to risk anything. And now that I got the dose, I'm like ready. Okay, I'm ready to get back out there and do more. This has obviously been a great platform and it's been fun and opening up a lot of doors, but I'm ready to go out to the world again. So.
Hear that? Yeah, my husband's actually a resident, so he has lived in New York City in the pandemic and as a physician. So we definitely have taken it as seriously as you have. I think other than walking my dogs and going to the grocery store, I feel like that's my life. It's like in this apartment, which I'm filming in right now. That's what we do. It's just like,
yeah.
And we have to keep ourselves busy during this time. So TikTok has also become something that's become near and dear to my heart as well. I do my makeup things, and then I do my reaction videos. I was telling you backstage, my first video that got like 20,000 likes. I woke my husband up and I was like, what is going on? Am I actually turning into somebody?
You're like, I'm fine. No, I was telling you backstage, the way it just pops up and the way it happens and the notifications just start going off, and I mean, it's insane, and it becomes this addictive thing but also I think it also became kind of addictive. I think you can probably relate to this because it was 2020. It was that time where that was our outlet to connect to anybody because we were all home, things were closing down. It was just weird, and that kept us busy. It kept us distracted, and it was just I mean, I had people when I started to make content on there. I went the comedy route because I like just funny stuff. I was just making things that I thought were funny, but it really. I mean, I always get emotional when I talk about this because it made me really sad that some people actually sent me messages via the app and they were like, you have no idea how much joy this brings me. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm nobody making stupid, silly content at home. And for people to sincerely feel connected, that was really, really cool because there were people that really said that it was a dark time. And I think it was a dark time for everybody. I was like, they helped me because I was just putting content out and having fun and distracting myself. So that's all I was doing, so it's been kind of cool.
I mean, you've definitely touched a lot of people. You are one of my favorite TikTokers, and I like you scroll through your like FYP, but you're also looking at the people you follow and like scrolling through until you get to the ones that are like your favorites.
Yeah,
and looking for yours. I also follow like Michaela because of her makeup and all of that. But yeah, I definitely have. You've filled a lot of void in my coronavirus living inside, I should say.
Thank you. No, I appreciate. Like I said, I really, really appreciate that. That's why when you reached out too, I was like, of course I'll come on and talk. Like, why? Like, this is just number one. This is fun, and number two, it's kind of a weird. If there's anything we take out of 2020, it's not. I mean, look what we're doing right now. We're literally doing this show from the comfort of our own homes, and it's the new norm. It's the new kind of like, I don't know. It's just really cool. It's been a great tool to connect with people and whatnot. So,
and I feel like this is going to carry over also. Like this kind of like Mod Podge of being at home and being out and traveling. I know I have to figure out how to do drag, traveling, and do this show. So I'll be filming an episode in 2 weeks. So it's very interesting. But back to your TikTok, how do you come up with your ideas? Like what is a brainstorm session with Trey look like?
Honestly, it's not as, and I'm not saying this to make like it's just so easy and I'm so talented. It's not like that at all, but it's not, there's no real method to it. It literally, I would scroll through the app. When I first started on it, like I said, I posted stuff that I thought was just funny to myself. And then I had one video really explode. It was this video where I was pretending how dogs react when they see their owner and how cats react. So it was like dogs versus cat. And that one, right now, I think it's like at 4.8 million. That's my highest one. It like blew up. After that one blew up, I started to just find stuff that I thought was funny. And then I realized after that, I was always lip syncing to stuff. I posted this one video of me doing something and speaking. And someone was like, oh my God, they're like, that's your voice. And it wasn't your lip syncing, like that's actually you. And then I realized that people were actually interested in like getting to know me and not just my lip syncing stuff. So that's kind of where I started to like, I could talk about this forever. I know we don't have all that time, but like the way it just kind of started to happen, I realized people wanted to get to know me. So I started to make content that I thought was just funny and relatable. So whenever people ask me what I try to put out there, I try to put relatable humor. Things that's just what I do. So if I just see something, I mean, I'll see a funny meme and I'm like, oh, that's funny. I can probably turn that into a video. So I just kind of hold on to it. I make what is it called? On my iPhone, I have my little notes app. I have a TikTok one that's literally where I just type in ideas. And then when I'm bored, I'm in my office, I'm like, oh, here's an idea, whatever, and then I'll shoot it. And that's really it. So it's not something that I just get on, I'm like, oh, today I'm gonna shoot all. It turns into that when companies reach out and I have to do like an actual skit or whatever. But as far as just like the content, it's just ideas that I have, I jot them down, and if I can visualize it right away in my head as a video, then I know it's something cool. And then the other one is if I just see something on the app that's just hilarious, I'm like, oh my God, I can do that. I just, I do it. But that's pretty much it though. I think what I've had to learn to do is the actual brainstorming sessions for the companies that reach out. Because then, they are trying to promote a product, they're trying to do something. So I'm like, oh, I actually have to, this is where it becomes work. That's where I have to actually sit down and I have to, okay, what's a funny punchline or what's a funny scenario that I could tie this into? And so the one that I did with my husband, the things my husband does, that make me love him so much or whatever, that was completely accidental. But that's turned into a little series. And the most recent one I posted was actually an ad because they reached out to me. I'm sorry, I'm blabbing on. If you need me to shut up also and you have questions, like wait.
I'm like sucking it in. It's
no. So a company reached out to me asking me if I was interested in partnering or whatever. I don't say yes to everything. I say yes to only the things that I know I can make something out of. So when they reached out, I was like, oh, I know I could see the skit in my head. So I said yes to that one. So that's the most recent things my husband does. It was the laundry detergent. I knew that I could make something like that, so I did it. But yeah, the things my husband does was a complete accident. It was actually inspired by a girl. I wish I TikTok when you're scrolling through and you lose, like you see something and then it goes away and like you lose it. Like it goes away forever. So I hope she popped back up on my FYP because I want to see her content again. But there was this one girl, she posted the same music, that cheesy instrumental music that I use. And hers was the things that my siblings do that warm my heart. And it was basically a funny thing of like, oh, when my sister pulls a knife out on me when we're fighting, ha ha ha, like a very sarcastic but very funny, which was super relatable because I have 3 sisters. So I thought it was hilarious. And that was that. Weeks later, I came across that music again. And I was like, you know what? I think I could do one, but just change it to what my husband does. So I shot that one and it blew up. It freaked me. It was that whole thing of like, oh my God, I have 30,000. Oh my God, and it kept going and going and going. And that's what actually made it become like a little series that I do now because it's also easy to get inspiration because I'm here with my husband all day. So it's easy. It's easy to find inspiration of things that annoy me.
It is, isn't it? How before we take a quick break and then we'll come back with the rest of the questions, how does your husband feel about the things that make you love your husband?
Oh, he loves it. He thinks it's hilarious. So some people do leave rude comments on the video saying like, oh my God, you're so ungrateful. Your husband should divorce you, blah, blah, blah. It's all jokes. He's obviously supportive of it. There he is. Yeah, he's the best. He's very supportive of everything that I do. So those are our anniversary photos from this past summer. But yeah, no, he's totally on board everything that I shoot. Anytime you see him on a video, he's well aware. There's nothing that I'm being sneaky about. So
Is he going to make a sneak peek on your TikTok anytime soon?
I don't have any skits right now that I have things my husband does, another version. I have like the things that annoy me, but I haven't shot it. So he may make an appearance, but we'll see. Like I said, he's also very hot and cold. He likes the attention sometimes and then doesn't like it and then says, don't put me on. But then he's also like, tag me. So what do you want? You want me to tag you? You know, so.
My husband just wants me to become famous on it so that he can be a trophy husband.
There you go. There you go.
So, all right, we are chatting with Trey Serna. We're going to be right back after this commercial break, and I have more questions for him, and we may see a little skit. Be right back.
Viva Aaliyah is proudly sponsored by Big Girl Nails by Coco. For all of your nail needs, check out at Big Girl Nails by Coco on Instagram. Viva Aaliyah is proudly sponsored by Fierce Drag Jewels. For all of your sparkly needs, check out fiercedragjewels.com. Fierce Drag Jewels is also the crown and jewelry sponsor for the Viva Entertainer Pageant 2021.
All right, we are back with Trey Serna from not only TikTok, but all social media platforms. You are just everywhere, my dear.
Houston, Texas in the house.
Yes. Chip is the ultimate trophy. Chip is my husband's name, by the way.
Aw.
And Sarah is a very dear friend of ours who regularly helps us with Viva. So
very nice.
All right. I am obsessed with you. You are wonderful. I actually had one question for you because we have so much in common. Are you from a large family? Do you have a lot of siblings?
Yeah, I'm the youngest, actually. I'm the youngest and only boy. I have 3 older sisters, and we're all about 3 to 4 years apart. So yeah, I do have, and then we have, obviously, my dad has 3 brothers. My mom has a, so yeah, we have a very big extended family as well, so.
Okay. I was wondering, because I'm one of 10 children, so.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're halves and steps, but they're all my siblings.
We're one big Mexican. I mean, we're Mexicans down here. We're, yeah.
I'm Mexican Native American. That's my lineage back there. So
very nice.
Okay. Some of my favorite TikToks are when you talk about your husband. We want to know, can we get a very special Viva Aaliyah edition of Things My Husband Does?
I mean, yeah, like, what's like what I told you earlier. I only do things that if I can visualize it and I can make it funny and make it my own, I can totally. I mean, yes, 100%. Do you want something like right now?
If you have it in you, if you can do like a couple things your husband does. Obviously, we won't have the TikTok editing.
Oh my goodness. The things that my husband does that make me love him so much more is when he sings all the time. Even if he doesn't know the words to the song, he still likes to hum it and just, he likes to say that he's, what is it called? Damn it. See, I'm messing up because I can't do it.
No, it's amazing.
No, you know what's, okay, no, so what's funny about that is, so we've been together since 2010. When I first met him, he has a love for singing and karaoke. So he is always singing, but it's been a problem since the beginning of our relationship because he used to always sing in the car and I would always tell him to stop singing because I want to hear the song. So that's actually like a running thing that my husband does for many, many years because it's been something that's bothered me for a long time, but he loves to sing, so whatever. It's fine. I've learned to live with it, obviously.
Can we try one more? And then I'm going to try to do yours. So you try it and I'll try one.
Things my husband does that make me fall in love with him all over again. We're watching TV and we're trying to watch Real Housewives and trying to get through the season, but he falls asleep on the couch and then I have to stop the episode and then restart it again the next day, so we never get to finish the season. That's a real one too.
That's perfect. Okay. He's right there, so I have to like block him.
Oh, you have more pressure than me because mine's not here. He's downstairs. So
I'll look right into the camera. Things that make me love my husband. Things that my husband does that make me love him all over again. You know, when we're sitting on the couch and the show is going on and then all of a sudden you hear a loud noise from a phone right next to you, even though the TV is already on. Wonderful. It just makes me love him so much.
Put it on silent.
Put it on silent.
Yes,
But
I feel you.
know he's actually usually watching TikTok.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So while I say so while I'm annoyed by that, I think, oh my God, because I'm guilty of being on my phone too while I'm watching TV, but it's more distracting and harder now because TikTok is just so fucking addicting, and I can't stop it. You just get so you know what? If he's on TikTok, he has to be forgiven. Sorry.
Okay, then I'll try one more. Wait, I have to start out with which line?
Things my husband does that just make me fall in love with him all over again.
Okay. Things that my husband does that make me fall in love with him all over again. You know when you are, when he puts his trash right on the counter, even though the trash can is right underneath the same spot that he put his trash on. It's literally right there. Open the door and just push it in. Just like
the easiest things. And see, you know what's funny about this is that it's so easy. That, like I said, that's why it's so easy to relate to these, because especially it blew up during the pandemic because we were all at home with our spouses. So there's a lot that we found out about each other, I think, that we don't like, but we love each other still. So, you know.
Yeah, we love each other, and he supports me and I support him. The funny thing is the line I usually use is, or sometimes use is, I know your mother didn't teach you to do this. And he eyes at me and say something, but I'm saying this out loud because his mother is right here, and I know she's going, Chip.
That's hilarious. Oh, you know what's funny? So if your husband has stuff like around the house that you don't like, so I actually did this. I actually want to make a video about it, and I have something kind of like scripted or whatever, but he leaves a lot of stuff around the house, all over the house, and it drives me nuts. Because if I pick it up, I don't know where it goes. Because I'm like, I don't know where to put this, where it belongs, whatever. So I made him a Johnny box. His name's Johnny. And the Johnny box is where all his shit goes in the box. So if I find something around the house, it's all that goes in the box. So that way, when you find random mess that should be somewhere else, I put everything in the box. And when he's looking for something, he goes to his box. So
I will say, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on this one. So because I do drag, I have constant projects going on. Constant projects. And my projects usually take, like, all of my outfits I usually make my own. I rhinestone them myself. I do a lot of my own hair. And so all of that's always going on. And so he's always like, well, I'll throw my stuff away as soon as you pick up your drag. So maybe we could make a series out of that.
Yeah, totally. Hey, I have a question for you. Is New York doing current drag shows right now?
Not really. I mean, they're starting, but it's starting up with like, so here's, I'll tell you a little, I'll take you on a little trip. So I have lived in New York for 10 years, and I performed in New York City quite a few times. I used to host a regular show. It was a benefit show that I did for LGBTQ youth, raising scholarship money for them. But outside of that, I always travel. So I travel more than I do shows in New York City. So if like people are asking, and they usually do, when can I come see you in New York City? You can see me in like Albuquerque, New Mexico, or you can see like Dallas, Texas, or Houston, Texas. But it's very hard to see me in New York City because I'm not usually here. But yes, we're starting to open things up. I actually have like shows in Jersey City, which is right across the river. So coming up next weekend. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, if you're ever in Houston, please let me know.
I will absolutely let you know. I'll let you know if I'm in Texas at all.
Yeah, Texas is huge though, so you got to let me know where.
We'll make a good weekend out of it.
There you go.
All right. So what are some of your favorite things to watch on social media? Who are some of your favorite people that you watch? Is there anybody that you're like getting inspiration from?
The one that I really, really, really love is, her name is Caitlin Wright. I think her last name is Wright. She's the girl that I lip synced to about the one that I just did recently, the Races Outside the Window. So that skit that I do, the housewife in the robe and the towel and the smeared eye makeup. that is all her. It's her character. I just lip sync to it, and I dress up a funny way. But I love her content because she, again, it's relatable humor. It's just stuff that, I mean, she makes fun of, you know, the cheesy girls in movies that are like, you know, inspirational, like just the stuff that's just really, really funny. So I enjoy that type of humor. So I think that's the kind of stuff that I gravitate towards. But she's one of them. Oh my God. So I'm gonna get some heat for this probably, but I low key like Bella Porch.
Who?
Bella Porch. She's like the really, really big TikTok girl. She's the one who, I know you're gonna know this. She's the one who did the M to the B's, M to the B's, M to the B's, and then she that video. She's done many, many more. She really doesn't do. She has this thing of just kind of like she does this weird lip syncing, and there's something oddly very appealing about her. I don't know what it is. People, you can see her comments. People are like, well, "How is this viral?" It's literally nothing, but there's something appealing about her that I really, really enjoy. And then obviously I like just watching the people who post the thirst traps and whatnot. It's just fun.
I mean, there is a certain point though when you're like, TikTok, you're really like trying me at this point, and like I've scrolled so many times, and there's only so many times I can watch that like red light special, or like
Right.
you know, and your top has fallen down, or like your bottom's fallen off. So
yeah, there's a lot of there was that one, and there was also a trend where it was the guys in gray sweatpants.
Oh, there's also the like the Superman, or what is it? The Hercules one, or whatever it's called.
Yes. Yeah.
Gold. Yeah, that one. You're doing that one next, correct?
We'll see.
So actually, I want to talk a little bit about your favorite TikToker and your costume for her. So
Yeah.
the last thing we saw you in was a towel around your head and smeared mascara. Was she the inspiration for that, or did you just come up with that on your own?
No, so I found her video. She does all her skits just at home, very, you know, but she's just really funny. So her stuff is so funny because she's just, I mean, you know, obviously she makes up these characters. So I saw one of her first videos during the summer, and it was stay-at-home moms I made it stay-at-home moms. She calls it WASP. So it's the white Anglo-Saxon, I don't know what the P stands for, but that's what she calls her character. WASP mom does whatever. And I saw the video, I thought it was hilarious, and I was like, oh, I wanted to lip sync to it. I love lip syncing to stuff, by the way. I'm a huge Britney Spears fan, so I love lip syncing.
When we get together, we're lip syncing together.
I love lip sync. Like I just love it. So anyhow, so I wanted to lip sync to her video, and I was like, what can I do to make this just funnier? I looked at other people who did the lip syncing as well, and there was another guy who did something very similar in a very similar outfit. So it's like, that's funny. So I didn't come up with the idea organically, and it wasn't completely original. I was like, I'm gonna do that, and that's just, I did that one video. And she has this other character where it's an LA mom. So it's a very bougie kind of just LA mom. I confused the characters and thought that was the same character. So I started to make it my own characters, the stay-at-home mom. So I started lip syncing to that one and the other one. So that's how it's become like a thing for me. But I always give her credit. I tag her in my captions to make sure, because like it's not mine, but I just enjoy doing it because I think I'm just a basic white woman at heart, and I have so much fun doing it. Like it's just fun. It's a fun character because it's hilarious. So that's how I came up with that. But it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't completely 100% original. So
I love that. And there's one other TikToker that I know you watch regularly that you didn't mention.
Oh, Bella Porch? Wait. That I didn't mention. I'm so confused. I'm trying to. You? But we just connected recently, though.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You scared me. I was like, oh my God. I was like, what did I say?
No, that was totally a joke. So for you, I want to know what's coming up for you. What can we look out for? What new TikToks are coming our way? What's coming up on the rest of your social media? Let's dish.
Yeah, no, honestly, like I said, I'm feeling really nice and rejuvenated ever since I got the vaccine. So TV news is not out of the question. I would love to go back. I think I'm finding more of a normalcy. What I've realized doing this and making money off of this and whatnot, it's a very entrepreneurial thing, and you have to market yourself. And there's I think a lot of people think like, oh, so-and-so reached out to you or a brand reached out to you. Cool, you did something and you did it in 5 minutes and you posted it and that was it. No, there's a lot of negotiation. There's a lot of haggling. There's a lot of back and forth. There's contracts. It's a lot of work. Do I want to do this bigger and full-time? I don't think so. It's fun. It's passive income. It's great. But I think the future for me, I'm gonna try to get back into TV. I really want to do that. Or in journalism. I mean, that's what I went to school for. That's what I've always done. I enjoy news. I enjoy TV news, whether it's TV or public relations. That's where I'm gonna go back to. But like I said, I'm taking it slow, and I'm fortunate that I'm able to take it slow. But I think the immediate thing right now I'm gonna work on. I'm just honestly, and this sounds really cheesy too, and not to be super sentimental, but it's also a really good time right now that we're reconnecting with our friends and our family. To have this time that I have right now, my parents are fully vaccinated. We're gonna go see them. I saw them a few weeks ago. I'm gonna go back down and see them. So I'm making up for a lot of lost time right now and just really doing that and trying to just make things happen. So we'll see. So like I said, it's not the end, but I definitely want to continue this and never say never, because like I said, there's stuff that's happened here that I never expected to happen. So I'm not saying I'm not going to do this more. I'm not saying if there's an opportunity, I'm going to take it. I'm a whore in that sense. I'll take any opportunity that's a good opportunity. So you know what I mean? So
same. Any words of wisdom for our friends out there who are jumping into social media?
My biggest thing that I tell people, because I've had people reach out to me wanting to know like what's the secret and this and this. I don't know the secret. I'm learning as I go. It's trial and error. The biggest piece of advice, and I guess I'll talk specifically to TikTok. If you want to be successful on TikTok, treat it as its own platform. And the biggest example I'll give you is there's a friend of mine that is really big on Instagram and posts stuff on there and then posts stuff on TikTok, and it doesn't really take off. And I told him, I was like, you realize your Instagram and Facebook are primarily your family and friends and people that you've known for years and years and years. TikTok is a whole new audience. So you need to treat it as such and make content specifically for that platform. Introduce yourself. Remember, people didn't know who I was at first, and then when they heard my voice, I'm like, oh, that's your voice? Then I realized, oh, they want to get to know me. Let me make content that's more relatable. Let me make content where they can hear me. So my biggest advice is treat it as its own platform and make quality content and build your audience and connect with your audience. And that's how I'm trying to build it. I'm not, you know me, you've seen myself. I'm not this showy person, like, look at me. I'm just trying to make funny stuff that I think is funny. And it's helped me grow my audience and kind of nurture that and opened up other opportunities. But that's my biggest piece of advice, is to treat each social platform as its own, even with Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Don't cross-post stuff. Make everything unique to that platform. And that really helps grow, whether it's your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok.
I love that. I am so happy that we get to chat. You are such a wonderful person, and I'm so glad that we have connected and that we are already chatting about visiting each other.
Yeah, thank you for reaching out to me. Like, thank you. Seriously, when you reached out, I was especially when you reached out wanting to talk to me about the things my husband does. I told my husband, I was like, oh my God, like, again, an accidental video, like, thank you. So that really meant a lot. So,
is your husband with you?
He's not. He's downstairs. I don't know if he's probably watching, but yeah, he's not. And he's probably not. No,
if he's there.
No, and I know him right now. He's not dressed properly either, so he will not make an appearance.
My husband would do the same thing. But anyway, I am so glad that we got to chat. You are a wonderful, wonderful person. I hope that our friendship grows and that we get to do TikToks and videos together in the future. And I want everybody to give a very Viva welcome and hand for my new friend, Trey Serna. Give it up. If you have not followed him, he is Trey.Serna on TikTok and Trey.Serna on Instagram. I thank you.
Thank you again.
Being a part of our show and being you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Bye. All right, Vivas. That is another episode down. I am beyond beyond happy that I got to talk to this beautiful soul. I've been waiting so long to talk to him. All right, y'all. So next week, we have an important show coming up. We're going to put the flyer up one more time. We have my benefit show for Entertainer of the Year next week. So there will not be a formal show where I'm sitting down with a guest. It looks like I don't have nails on certain fingers because they're green. Green screen. But anyway, okay, so we are not sitting down with a guest next week. I have entertainers on entertainers coming out for you. So be ready for that. We are starting our show at 7:30. Subscribe to our YouTube if you have not already. That is the best way to watch it. I will see you next week. Dominic's going to roll the clip, which is going to say exactly what I said. But other than that, I love you. See you next week. Viva Aaliyah.
Coming up next week on Viva Aaliyah will be the kickoff to our benefit shows to send me to National Entertainer of the Year. We have a whole slew of entertainers, and I can't wait to show you.